What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends retro carded series, Marvel's Rose. I'm gonna be real with you, I have absolutely no idea who this character is at all. Before this figure was revealed, I had no idea this was even a character that existed in Marvel. I feel like this is such like a CD tier character in like the Spider-Man universe. I mean, isn't the Spider-Man universe Marvel universe? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I have no knowledge of this character whatsoever. I just saw the pictures. I was like, he looks cool, and also I want to see if I could use his arms for the Mr. Knight figure, because that figure reused the old suited body arms, which are hot garbage, and this figure has completely new suited body arms that are pinless. Why the Mr. Knight figure didn't have those is beyond me, because I guess there's a decent time difference between these two figures, but still. I was like, this figure has the new suited body arms, I'm just gonna steal them from him and give them to Mr. Knight. But actually, to my surprise, this figure is actually really awesome, and now I gotta buy another one because I don't want to destroy this one because I actually really like it. So yeah, the most I know about this this character, is from the back of the card, which turns out he's Kingpin's son. That's an interesting tidbit of information, and it explains why he's got such fabulous drip on him. So, I was like, that's pretty cool. It's where my knowledge of him ends. Apparently, he's got multiple other identities. Apparently, one's called Blood Rose. I know this because the guy at the comic shop was talking to me about it, and I was like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about because this is the first time I've ever really heard of this character. So yeah, I mean, it's always fun to learn about a new character. But yeah, like I said, this guy's awesome. But before we talk about him, I had him in like a cool, like, kind of replicating this pose, but alternated because he does not have an open hand for this arm. So, yeah, I tried my best. He doesn't really have a perfect hand to hold the rose, but yeah, as per every single video I've ever made, except for the ones that didn't have them, it's time to look at the packaging. This is legitimately just the exact same retro-carded Spidey, like, TV show, animated series kind of style packaging that we've seen for every single one of them. But in this wave, there are a slight different, like, package design as we see for this guy, who I will be reviewing soon. It does have like a slightly different layout, so I'm gonna take a wild guess and say this is like from the Spider-Man animated series, and these are just comic Spider-Man figures, since that's a comic shot and that looks like it's a shot from like the animated show. I could be completely wrong. I've never watched the Spider-Man show that this like line is from, so I have no idea if he appears in it or not. But of course, got the bubble, got it from New Dimension Comics, $30, bit overpriced I might add, but you know, I accept it. I mean, I bought like a bunch of figures there too, and I'll probably be buying the other one there because, as you'll see from my Chasm, however the hell you say his name, review, ordering off of Hasbro Pulse is not the most fun. But yeah, you got the nice little cityscape in the background of New York City. Got some like spotlights revealing Rose in his utterly phenomenal drip. Love the mask too. It's got like, now the lines aren't as prominent on the figure as they are there, but still looks cool. Flower power, whatever the hell that means. Then you got like Spidey, Marvel Comics 4+, Spider-Man logo, and the webs on the back. On the back you got the exact same shot of Marvel's Rose. I always thought it was the Rose until I actually bought the figure and was like, the week I knew this character existed, when the pre-orders were like going up, because I was looking at this guy, and like, of course this guy was showing up, and I was like, but I always thought it was the Rose, but apparently it's just Rose, so it's a little strange. I feel like he needs the out of all the characters that put the in front of their name. I feel like he needs it because then it just sounds like you're talking about a guy named Rose. Which, I mean, maybe his real name is Rose. I don't know. But it says The Rose there. I don't know. But yeah, I got the shot. I'm assuming this is supposed to be like reference to the old figures where like shows the accessories and all that. Spider-Man's up there, Marvel. Then Richard Fisk. Oh, it does say his name there. Oh, Richard Fisk, the son of Kingpin, becomes an adversary of both his father and Spider-Man when he returns to New York as a crime boss known as the Rose. See, the Rose makes more sense, because Rose is just a name. You can name someone Rose, like the girl from Doctor Who. But the adds more menacing as it's a persona. But yeah, Richard. You know. Didn't know he ever had a Richard. I guess Kingpin was getting it. And now I kind of want him to appear in like the MCU because I know Kingpin's showing up soon. And I feel like that's a cool trip. Ain't Richard like Dick short for Richard? Dick Fisk. Kingpin was setting him up from failure from the start. But yeah, that's the packaging, I think. Yeah, there's not much to talk about. Here's the actual figure himself in all of his dapper glory. And he actually comes with a good bit of accessories. Fun fact, he has more accessories than Chasm. But yeah, he comes with alternate hands. Right now on him I have one fist, one trigger finger, but he does have an alternate fist hand. And looking at that real quick, you can actually see some nice little texturing for like glove. Looks really cool. And then he has a pointing hand. I guess he does a bit of pointing. I don't know. But sculpted well as well. And I thought that would be the hand you put the rose in, but no. It's not. And speaking of, since his name is Rose, of course he has to come with a rose, which is painted pretty well and sculpted well as well. How many times can I say well in that sentence? And you can just, if you would go into focus, slide it there and kind of have him hold it. I don't remember how I was getting him. I was trying to like slide part of it in there. It's not the best, but you can have him holding the rose. And finally, what is a crime boss without some artillery? He's got like these very interesting designed like guns. He has this one which is just packing heat. I'm assuming on the end is a silencer, and he's got this giant stock and a scope. I mean, this bro's going Call of Duty on Spider-Man. Then he just got like a longer pistol. Yeah, longer pistol with like the I'm assuming silencer, and there's a little hole on the end too. You can just slide that in. Wish he had two trigger finger hands so he can just dual wield, but still looks really good. I mean, you can have him get him in like some really cool like execution pose, like, oh no, he's taking down Spidey, you know. I mean, this guy's not taking down Spidey, but, and here's what the other gun looks like in his hand. Looks really cool. So yeah, let's get to the actual figure, because this figure, I mean, it looks pretty plain and basic, but is actually really cool. So this guy, as far as I know, I believe is a whole new sculpt. I don't know if the underbody is the same newer suit sculpt that like Mobius had, but the legs and the arms are 100% like completely new suited body sculpt. I believe the legs first appeared with Mr. Knight, but the arms didn't. But now he has new suited body arms, and it looks so good. Definitely want to swap them. The whites aren't exact, but I mean, I don't care. As long as I can get Mr. Knight without these trash arms, it'll be good, because it's a decent figure. It's just those arms really take it away. And I have to say this, every figure now that is announced after this guy that involves a suit, if they don't have these new suited body arms or legs, there's no excuse, because it's like, they exist now, so you don't need to use those trash arms and trash legs. You can use the good ones. But yeah, he's just really fun, even though it's pretty basic. There's not a whole lot of posing you're going to get with a guy in a suit. It's not like Spider-Man. Like, he's just going to be like, shoot. Let me fix my suit real quick. Fix my rose. Fix my glasses. I don't know. Again, I don't know what this guy does. I mean, he's a crime boss, and he fits the part. Definitely looks like the son of Kingpin. Side note, that a new MCU Kingpin figure. Hope that drops soon because I really want it because I want a Kingpin. You can finally have a father. But yeah, let's take a look at him real quick because another thing that really like sparked my interest was this mask design. I love the look of this mask. It's got a very Zemo vibe. MCU Zemo, not comic Zemo. It's not really being in focus the best, but it's interesting because it's also purple, and there's like no other purple on him, so it's interesting why just purple is on the mask, but it looks really cool. Like I said, the lines are there, but they're not super prominent. He's got a nice little silver visor thing, and all around just looks really cool. It's very plain and simple, smooth, but sculpted really well. There's like hints of like fabric stretching on there, which is pretty cool. Then, of course, he's got a purple neck because he's wearing a mask. Then you come down to his suit, and oh, dapper suit this is. He's got a little rose sculpted there, which looks really good. Nice blue tie there. Got the double buttons there. He going all out for the drip. And just got like some pockets and some sculpt for a suit. You know, it's a suit. What else is there to say? Nice sculpting there. Collar goes around. Looks really good. Come down to these new suited body arms. Oh, it's gorgeous. They're not paper thin. They actually look good. They don't have weird folds like, what the hell is this? It just, oh, it's been a long time waiting, but I'm glad it's here. It just looks really good. Coming down to his hands, same type of sculpt with like the padding on the back and some texturing in the middle there. Looks really good. And of course, this is a separate rubbery piece, and it does go past the crotch. I'd say the crotch is around right there, so it does hinder the legs, but honestly, again, what dynamic poses are you putting a guy in a suit in? Let's be honest. They come down to the legs. Got a little nice seam there as well. Nice seam down there. Nice just pants sculpt. Looks really good. What is there to say? It's pants on a suit. Also, sorry the lighting is going wild. My camera doesn't want to know what type of lighting it wants to be. But yeah, and then you come down to his absolute wild kicks. Look at these bad boys. The fit is crazy, I swear. He's got some nice black, some white in there. Just looks really good. So yeah, like I said, there's not much to talk about a guy in a suit, but like, it's a really good guy in a suit. Like, this is by far definitely the best suited body figure I own because he's the only one that doesn't have all that trash stuff. And now I don't have to buy some random dumb figures to take the arms from because now I can just buy another one of him and get it. Because I was going to buy Jigsaw for the arms, but I'm so glad I waited because now I can get him. Again, with the nice pinless suited body arms to go for Mr. Knight. But yeah, articulation-wise, you can look up that far. Look down decently. He's got a ball hinge joint, which should be on all Spidey figures because the dumbbell joints cannot look up well. But yeah, it's always funny, like the figures that would realistically not need the could just use a dumbbell, not need the ball hinge because they don't really need to look up, have the ball hinge and can look up perfectly. But characters like Spider-Man that really desperately need to look up don't have the ball hinge. It's just it's a dumbbell joint. I don't get it. It's the same with like the Guardians figures. Also, we'll be reviewing him soon. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of annoying, but you know, hey, I vibe with it. Rotates. I believe the neck is a separate piece as well. I think that's how they do the suited thing. So yeah, that's just a random detail. You're not getting any torso. I can't tell if there's an ab crunch or a diaphragm joint. I take it it's the ab crunch because you're not moving the torso. Also, sometimes gets kind of caught, so you have to push it up there for the arms. Arms rotate, hinge out, rotate, double jointed elbow, hinge in and out, rotate. There's an up and down hinge on the trigger finger hand, which is nice. Legs thighs rotate. I don't know why I said legs rotate. You can move forward that far, back that far. Again, you're not getting much articulation. It kind of traffic cones. But also, again, what dynamic leg action do you need for like a crime boss wearing a suit? Let's be honest. He can kind of do the splits. Double jointed knee, which is really nice. Oh, kind of like It's got some sound to it. Me, when an object has sound, can hinge up, down, rotate, and it has a rocker. So yeah, he's got some, like, he's pimping out some pretty good articulation. But for some comparisons, let's bust out the regulars. Here he is next to a Voyager-class Transformer, Shockwave, and an average Black Series scale figure, Camino Clone Trooper. And for a, oh, there it is. And for, like, 7-inch scale figures, here is a Jazzwares Halo, and a McFarlane DC Master Chief and the Flash. And time for just some fun Spidey comparisons. Here he is next to the literal only other comic Spider-Man villains I have, Carnage and Herman himself. Shocker. He's from the Retro line, he's not. Made videos on both of them, by the way, go check those out. And yeah, it's an interesting Rogues Gallery I have for Spider-Man. It's legitimately the Rogues Gallery for my comic Spider-Man collection. Like, not really any A-tier villains. I mean, Carnage is kinda, I don't know. But, like, they're not, like, the big names like Doc Ock, Venom, Green Goblin. I want all of those, but, they keep putting, like, the Green Goblin and Doc Ock, they're, like, in 2-packs with characters I don't care about. And the Venom's also in a 2-pack. And it's $80. And I can buy it whenever I want. I just don't want to pay $80 for it. And I do want the retro collection Venom, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. And for another retro series figure, here he is next to Black Suit Spidey. Also do want that updated Black Suit Spidey that's on the Renew Your Vows body that's with another Carnage, because as you'll see when I review that body with this guy and another PlayStation-related character, I love that base body so much. And for fun, here he is next to Amazing Fantasy Spidey and that other Spider-Man that I showed from the same wave, which I will be reviewing soon. And finally, hey, Train. Like I said, there's always a train in my videos. Here he is next to, I believe it's pronounced Chasm, from the same wave, and Mr. Knight. Let's get him, like, standing right. So yeah, if the train would shut up. Overall, I highly recommend this figure. It's really awesome, really cool. It's just a great time. Like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. Got a bunch of Spidey stuff. Follow Instagram, MoonedXO. Can get, like, updates and posts and stuff like that. So yeah, have a wonderful day. And don't get involved with the crime lords and Spider-Man, because I doubt it's going to end well having Kingpin and Spider-Man going against you. Wild that Kingpin even had a son. Like imagine just Into the Spider-Verse Kingpin with, like, Vanessa. Like, dude, I pray for her. I really do. Like, R.I.P. I mean, I think she legitimately does die, but, like, let's just say she wasn't, like, she probably died in that bedroom. Jesus. See the size of that, brother? Side note, I would love an Into the Spider-Verse Kingpin figure, because it'd be, like, the size of my wall. Alright, that's it. Peace.